What I'm going to do is put his head forward. I got to get underneath 6. What I'm going to do is just pull him over. But see, I want to keep everything free because I'm just going straight through it. It looks like I'm coming up, but what's happening is this joint is pushing it up. Now, what I'm going to do is come underneath it, and I'm going to keep the head straight. I take the slack out straight, but I'm going to just right to the nose. And that's all I want you to do is to get it right. Yeah, I'll take it out for you. Thank you. Okay, we don't want it in there. Okay. Bringing the chin straight back, and then what I'm doing is using the contact from this hand, and I'm taking my slack out here. Leave my head straight.
You're lifting up right there underneath the spines?
Right up through.
And you stay locked there?
Yeah. See, now what I do is I make my hand very stiff because if this is to do, get underneath it, bring it back, keep this open so that the contact is just on that point. And what I'll do is I'll relax because I don't want any pressure on it. I just set it. I don't want to get tight, and I don't want the patient to get tight. But the occipits just have to be set right straight down. They're set right down on the foundation.
The thenar contact then?
All I want to do is just set it like that. I'm just bending the head enough to make sure, see, I bend it just like this, enough to take the slack out. But I'm not bending it to do this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this.
That's what they show you everywhere.
I know.
They-
People that even have some
Right.
I'm just taking the pressure off. I'm not doing anything, just setting it. That's fine. Okay, that's good.
Oh, you too.
Hey, what, actually the person getting the adjustment can tell more what's going on than anybody. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything else.
I'm feeling pretty good now.
Set C2, I'll just set it there. I'm not gonna set it. Just, so I have to get the slack out. And I'm not gonna just set it. Straight. I want to bring the chin closer to me. And I just want to take the slack out by the contact of the finger. And then we'll set it. That's all it takes.
Oh my goodness.
But we're not going to put any strain on it at all. We're just going to set it. And I'm just going to bring it up. I'll set it right forward.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm doing. 6, you're going to be right under the spinous.
Okay.
And you're going to contact right straight in. You're going to bring the chin back. And you're going to open up with the contact hand. You're going to take the pressure off the neck. And then you're just going to set it up. So I'm just going to relax and set it up. So my line of drive is up. And because we don't, that's all
Just
we're
the way-
doing. Now an axis, because there's more slack in it, I got to take more slack out, but my line of drive still straighten up. So with your contact hand, but you're locking the system with the other hand. This is
Right.
locking it so I can set it up. If I'm going to set the atlas, because there's more slack, it's just straight across. It's pretty easy when you set. But that's all we're doing. We're just setting up. See, it's different than doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm pushing up. I'm bringing it up. Everybody else is going in like that.
Right.
And bringing the cervical. I find out what I want to do, and I set the neck forward. And when I bring it back, see, I'm bringing it back to keep it straight.
Mm-hmm.
This is the contact. That's what I'm taking my slack out with. So I'm taking the slack out with there, but I'm stabilizing with the right hand. But I push it so I know it's free to move. Then when I move it, I just set it up. I just set it up. If I was going to do it normally, people would do this, and that's why the spine goes forward. That's why it says put a strap in so it wouldn't move. That's true, but it was for the wrong direction of movement. That's all. You've just gotta pull it up. Because if I'm pulling it up, the spine's not gonna go forward.
Right. It's already stabilized.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's that feeling you get between the contact hand, and that's why the instrument can't do it. It can just push in, that's
Right.
all.
Can't-
So they play in games with it because they can't do anything else. But they play the games. I'll set it from this other side. I don't wanna get 'em. See, what I don't want to do is get a lot of tension on him. I don't want to use a lot of pressure so he feels like I'm going to set it. I just want to make sure that it's going up. I get under the tip of that segment and bring the chin down so that the neck stays straight. Because if it's straight and I'm setting up, then it's going to move this way. I don't want to get it over and set this way. And if I get the broad side of my hand, see, now I'm on 3 or 4 vertebrae, and I'm just forcing the spinous inferior. So that's what you're trying to try to get. I'm never using any force with my hand so that the patient feels I'm forcing too much on it. But I'll set it up, and then it'll just go up.
I can't see.
Right with the tip of my fingers. I'm going to bring his head back. And I'm going to take the slack up on my contact hand, and I'm just going to set it up like that. Make sure it comes back. You get underneath, you reel it too high. Forward, open up the space. You have to bring your head back by bringing the chin in. I keep the neck. I keep the head straight. But I got all the contact in one single spot. And I'm moving that up. She's moving better to the left than she is. When she goes to the right, it's locking. Well, I'll set it straight laterality. I'll show you the difference. See, I have to know where it's going to go.
See, I didn't tilt her head.
Yeah, you did. So, hold on.
Like this. When I sit here, I'm setting it like that. See, I'm not doing anything with this.
Okay, so why are you turning my head this way for the slide?
Take the slide out. My line of drive is through his nose. My line of drive always this way, so it doesn't make any difference which way I'm setting. I'm always setting it right through his nose, coming up. I don't want to take too much tension.
Zach, you want to adjust?
Do.
Okay.
Do. I'm gonna bring I bring his head forward first so I
Yep.
can get the contact. I'm getting underneath that. I'm gonna bring his chin down so I can keep the spine straight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift right up here. I'm gonna get underneath there to see that.
You're not the biggest thing.
And what I'm gonna do is lift it straight up. So what I'm gonna do is set it over there. I've got the slack out right there. Now I'm gonna set it. Just set it straight up. This is misleading, because when you take the axis, you've got to bring the head over and set it up. Their contact on the axis is not too bad if they don't push it in. But because there's so much more motion on it, I have to set it up. I set it up that way. But I have to, there's more flexion in the neck on that one than there is on any of the other ones.
Because of the lordosis?
Because it moves more.
Okay.
And you gotta get underneath it and pull it up.
Pick it up.
And they're telling you to do that too, but they don't tell you to do that on the other cervical. Now, if we're gonna do the C6, I'll set it on this side. We're gonna bring the chin in. There's where my pressure is, right there.
Is that where it slacks out right there?
Well, that right there. I can show you, because that's what we do. And then, see, right there is when I'm gonna move it. And that's all it takes. Is to relax So what I want to do is set that atlas for. Just drop down. I'm not going to use any. Just set it. You know where it goes if you play golf next time. So what I'm going to do, it doesn't make any difference what side we're going to set these on because they only subluxate to the posterior. So I'm not putting any tension on, but I have the contact on my finger. It's not on the side of my hand. And so if I want to set it, well, I can do it just a little bit. See, it's locking on to the right. Because it's up there, I'll set that atlas for it. It doesn't move as much to the left. I want to set C6, so what I'll do is go on the other side.
This will be archived.
See, what happens is
This is what we can get people to do it.
So I'm getting under this C6. Obviously, I'm not going to get underneath it because I'm not going to cut the muscles off to get underneath it. But my contact's underneath it. So when I bring the neck back, I'm pushing. The point of my contact is right here, not the side of my finger. It's right there. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling it straight up. And what we would do, I try not to use any force on the other hand. Set it right like that.
Got a double bonus today.
Feel your other hand. You set up on me.
I don't want to push on the other hand. See, that's when you stabilize.
Do you mind if I sit down?
This is why I want to sit down.
See,
What I mean.
I want to stabilize this. I don't want to do this. There's enough force against it, but I wasn't pushing my hand over. So what we're doing is just bringing the hand up right like that. And then, see, what I'll do is I'll relax this arm so I don't have any muscle structure in it. And all I'm doing is just sitting straight up. Straight up.
Go for it.
See, I'm going to bring it back down because I'm used to doing it so much I can do it easier. See that? I would set it right there. Just set it just like that.